I think one of the most interesting trends I'm seeing in the market right now is the ongoing development of the relationship between traditional carriers, operators, some of which have been in the submarine industry for years and years and years, and some who are relatively new, like Seaborn Networks, and the hyperscalers or content providers, and not just the big 3 or 4, but the next Google, the next Facebook, the next whoever it might be. Because to be honest, who knows what's coming next in the world of social media and online content. But that relationship, the ongoing development of that relationship, I think is key to a lot of things that we're seeing that are positive in the industry, but also key towards fixing some of the challenges we've got internally within our industry today. One of the most fascinating technologies we're looking at today is integrating the transport layer, so the core submarine layer, with what's commonly now called this software-defined network, or SDN as it's called today. SDN is many different things to many different people, but being able to integrate what has been traditionally a very structured, rigid framework of technologies at the submarine layer, and take those and through SDN integrate those into the wider network of not just capacity and connectivity, but also services. I think that's really interesting, especially as we see larger enterprise, the combination of carrier customers, network operators, larger enterprises now purchasing their own submarine capacity. That trend, I think, is going to go further. We're going to see more and more enterprises, large and small now, building their own networks and creating their own environments on a global scale. So SDN, or software-defined networks, MPLS, SD-WAN, the ability to create an overarching infrastructure that connects all those capillaries together is going to be, I think that's fascinating. That's something we're really taking a close look at right now. Youth in the subsea industry, and not just youth, but diversity as well, is one of the things I feel very strongly about. 20 plus years ago, I came to my first subsea conference. I was one of the young ones then. I was 30-ish, running a very large global network, talking about all kinds of new creative ideas that at the time everyone thought was crazy. But if you look at a core level, our industry really hasn't developed from a people perspective. We've spent the last 20 years very much focused on where can we build, how can we build. As an industry, all the different players in there are focused on how can I get market share, how can I interact with other carriers, and not really looked internally as to how can I develop, not just my company, but the marketplace of everybody involved in subsea, to make sure that we're not just aging out the workforce and we're leaving a workforce in place that has the innovation, but also the experience and the knowledge to keep going what is critical infrastructure on a global scale. Coming together at events like today and tomorrow, it's key for our industry, because everybody, over the last few years with teleconferencing and video conferencing, we all kind of assumed it would make things easier for us. We'd be able to communicate more frequently and see each other and not have to meet so often. But really, when you're working on, whether it's a new project or developing a new product line that you want to work across different networks and different vendors and working with customers and what their needs are, really having that face-to-face time is critical for what we do. So events like this, where we can spend 2 days and compress in and have really productive meetings with 20, 30 different companies, whether they be partners, customers, vendors, potential future partners. The cost benefit of that for us is huge, both in terms of time, collaboration, being able to think real time around different scenarios, But just in terms of money and travel, I mean, imagine trying to meet all those different people globally on a one-to-one basis. It would take weeks, if not months. So these events are crucial for us to be able to meet all the different stakeholders that we interact with on a very regular basis.